So I did like go over the game. It looks like you had a pretty decent RE game. I'll be completely honest. So going into every single game, firstly, do you think about what your overall goals are, like versus this lane, RE versus Aatrox?
Um, Not really. I mean, generally, what I think about is I think about do I have lane priority versus the opponent? And if
Yeah,
I do have lane priority over the opponent, I wanna like shove it in and then start roaming.
yeah,
And then I usually try to roam bottom lane because there's more people there, and I want to make sure my ADC is not like not fed by the end. And
yeah.
so I usually try to roam bot.
And why do you take TP? Just wondering.
Oh, just because on op.gg and pro builds, there's more people taking TP, and I feel like I can have more macro pressure.
Yeah, you
Taking.
definitely can. Yeah. Um. So just immediately looking at your play, I think that you have a pretty good knowledge of harassing for sure. Like you are auto attacking him when he's going for CS. Already that's like super good. A lot of players take a while to understand that you should be auto attacking and not just using abilities, especially as mid laners.
Yeah.
Um, and overall, I definitely think that your poke is you're pretty solid at it.
Okay. I think I'm a lot worse when I'm playing melee heroes though. So if we have time this session, I'd love to look at the
Yeah, yeah,
video.
yeah. No, no. I have a feeling maybe we'll just do 30 minutes on both or something.
Okay. Cool.
Well, we can try that. Um, So you are pushing him under tower here. This wave should probably crash, so hopefully you don't just last hit, but hit the creeps at the same time. Just to make sure it fully crashes because um, another wave is coming in here, and you see how this is slow pushing towards him?
Yeah.
Normally if a wave is slow pushing towards him, it's best to just hard shove it. So like be hitting it with your auto attacks. I don't think you need to use abilities, but you're going for last hits too often here, which might create it so it gets stuck under his tower where it doesn't fully crash. It looks like maybe it fortunately did, and I like that you're going for a deep ward because deep wards are always better. Um, I think you could have put it at Raptors. It is just a little bit further, and the Raptors one just makes it so you can see if the jungler already did them, or so then you know what side he started. So just a little bit deeper in the future.
Okay.
Okay, so with these Qs that you're doing, are you doing them to, do you think, poke him, or are you trying to push the wave?
I'm trying to do both.
Do both?
Like
Yeah, I mean that's good
yeah.
because
If I
it's
can hit both, that's usually when I don't usually use it to shove lane.
okay.
Unless I feel like I can definitely roam somewhere, and I feel like I
Yeah.
can't really roam at this point. So
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. You don't want to roam during the early game. You're, I mean, doing a really good job at just hitting him whenever he's going for creeps and getting super good harassment on him. So, I mean, this guy obviously is not playing the melee versus ranged matchup well, so you're able to abuse it. I can already see that. I think that you're I don't know if you're doing this on purpose, but you are playing towards like the somewhat middle of the lane to the bot side of the lane, which is actually good because your ward's down there. I don't know if you're doing that on purpose, but I want to make sure that you're understanding that you are doing a lot of good things here, maybe subconsciously, and now that you actually have it on your mind, maybe you'll be able to do it even more in the future in your games. Because you see how you're hovering towards the top side of the map
yeah,
here, where you have vision in your bot side. So like another thing is that you don't have to be so afraid. Okay, so the reason why you're probably hovering uh towards the top side here is because a lot of people play diagonally subconsciously. So as you can see, like let's see, if we go back a little bit further, you see how he's on the left side of the map and you're on the right side of the map?
yeah,
Inside the, if you put like a line down the middle of the lane, basically you're on the right side and he's on the left side, because that gives the greatest distance from each other, but it still allows you to hit the wave. Because I mean, if you were to take this distance and put you up here, then you're not even close to the wave, right?
right.
So this allows both laners to basically be inside safe situations, but you don't want that. You want to be on his side because you want to pressure this guy. So
Mm,
yeah, because he wants to stay on this side, and so to make people uncomfortable, you can walk to their side of the lane. But anyways, what happens here is that he walks towards the bot side, and you subconsciously automatically walked to the top side of the lane because you're
yeah.
still playing diagonally when you don't need to because you're so far ahead of this guy, right? Because
Right.
he's super low. You might even be able to kill him. He won't be able to one-shot you, in my opinion. I know that like Aatrox can be strong, but you have all your potions and stuff. But also another bad thing is that you have your ward on the bot side of the map, and hovering topside here, you could get ganked by a jungler now. The jungler could be sitting inside this brush right now, right?
That's
It's 3 minutes 30 seconds into the game. That's actually a time where junglers gank. You can see your jungler is ganking bot. Imagine if this Volibear was on the enemy team, he could be sitting inside this brush. You'd lose your flash and or die, right?
right. That's
And
fair.
just because um you're a bit afraid, or you're doing it subconsciously, basically.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I also see that he's level 4, which is why I didn't want to like pressure him because he's like one level above me. But
I guess, but like he's really squishy,
yeah,
because like he's already so low, and also like even if it's still safer being closer to him than it is closer to where Fog of War, right? Because you don't know what could be over there.
right.
Like I would say maybe it's fine to be up here if you knew where the jungler was, but you don't. And the best
Right.
place to see where the jungler, like if the jungler was to gank you mid, can he see, like can he walk through your vision and get mid without you seeing him? No, it's actually impossible.
Mm,
Because no matter what, if he was to gank mid from bot side, he has to walk through this ward, right?
right.
So that means you would see him no matter what.
True. So you think here I should be pressuring more too? I mean, I miss my charm, but
I mean, obviously it's kind of hard to say because, like, let's say if you were on the bot side, we don't know how aggressive he would be. But I think that automatically being on the bot side of the map will open up more opportunities for you, not only for not getting ganked, but also making it so Aatrox, who's already low, can be pressured a bit harder too. Because you were also really close to level 4. Honestly, you're only one creep away. So you could have him jump on you, and you cue the wave while harassing him at the same time, and level up to level 4. Like, you know that you're gonna level up off of this creep, so like,
gotcha. Another quick question for you. So I'm doing the electrocute and biscuit thing this game as Ari, but I know like on OPGG a lot of people take the glacial build. I find that I like the electrical build because I can kill more people. Do you have a preference on which one is better, or depending on the
no.
situation?
I mean, you're I don't think it really
What
matters
levels does it
until like
matter?
higher elo. Maybe it can matter a little bit more because most of the low elo mistakes aren't based off of like runes and item buys for the most part, unless it's like they're super drastic, like really troll. But there's nothing troll about this, so like it's
Okay,
completely fine to do what you're comfortable with. Um,
gotcha. And low elo is basically like all the way up until diamond, right?
I would say platinum is when it starts getting harder because
Okay,
people start playing more meta picks and stuff. I think plat
gotcha.
1 is when people start trying. But also using your charm here. Yeah, I mean it was just a mechanical error, I guess. I think poking him with Q will be better. Don't try to like conserve some of your mana, and just only poke with your Q until he gets super low, or if he jumps on you, then you can use Charm. But you are somewhat low mana, so if you use your Charm just to harass and unfortunately it misses, it will bring you pretty low mana because you only can Q like 3 more times right now.
Right,
And will 3 more Qs even kill him? Probably not without Ignite. So be wary of how much mana you're spending. Okay, so also it's a good to have an idea of what you want to do to get a lead inside this lane. So you can solo kill him, or I'm pretty sure this guy's taking Ignite, right? Or is he taking
yeah.
TP? Okay, he's
I think
taking. Okay, so you have TP and he doesn't. That's a humongous advantage. So hopefully we'll see that you use that effectively to make it so you get a huge lead. Because what you can do here is you can either okay, so there's multiple things, and it's good to have a plan in advance so you actually have something that you're thinking about where it's like, okay, he just pushed the wave towards you, so you have a slow pushing wave towards you. So what can you do with that wave? This is one of the first things.
uh shove it, and then because it's a cannon wave, I can teleport back, and then recall back and then teleport back with an item advantage.
Uh, I guess you could do that. But okay, so it looks like he just backed off and there's waves going towards you. So you can actually freeze this wave, because if you freeze it he'll actually miss the entire wave.
I see.
Pushing it under tower also on cannon. Cannons take a long time to kill, so he might even get the cannon. But you can see that he's trying to back off because he's trying to shove in the wave. And you have a new wave that's going to make it so it's frozen here. So this is going to slow push towards you. So that's one of the first things. The next thing was
So how would you freeze that lane? You just like bait
just last hit. Just right here, don't queue it, and just last hit, and it will freeze. Because there's like 6 casters, right? Or 5 casters, and your wave. His wave is the same exact as yours. So it's 5 casters plus his new wave versus your wave. So obviously his wave is going to win, right? Versus yours, because it has way more units. So it's going to freeze and slow push towards you then. But another thing is, this scenario was, I think that you could have pressured even harder here by, this is, let's see, we'll go way back. So this wave is already slow pushing towards you, right? And he's pretty low HP. If you're Aatrox, let's say in this game, what do you want to do right now? Because you're in a bad situation, right? You're pretty low. You don't know where the jungler is yet. I don't think he knows where Volibear is yet. But what do you want to do?
You want to shove it and recall?
Yeah, exactly. So what can you do to counter that?
Just not let him shove it?
Yeah, exactly. But like, so like, to not let him shove it, like, who has better wave clear?
I do.
Yeah, for sure. So if you were trimming this wave and just hitting the wave the entire time and just shoving this guy under tower, what you could have done with your TP is you could shove it under tower to the point that he gets really low and he's last hitting under tower and stuff and you're pressuring tower. And then you just back immediately and TP back on a fresh wave. And he will have to stay because a wave will be crashed under his tower, thus making it so you come back into a lane, not giving him a reset.
I see.
So this here, I mean, he was actually able, it looks like, to reset here because you allowed him to push in when he shouldn't be allowed to.
I see. Like, if I didn't use my charm, I could, like, charm him right now. Q, W.
True. But I'm saying even before this, you could push the wave. Just don't ever let him push. Don't let a wave start stacking against you, because if you trim this wave, and trimming is just using your abilities on it, right? I mean your Q. Don't use your other abilities, really. It'll be a waste of mana. But if you just constantly use your Q on this wave, you can push it back towards him again. And then, will he be able to reset? No. I mean, if he does, he's going to miss a bunch of creeps, right?
Yeah.
So that will make it so you can use your TP then, because it's crashing under tower, and then immediately keep him in lane, because you immediately TP back and there's another wave incoming and you just keep on pushing over and over again. So because it's a big wave pushing towards you, and he resets here. Oh, he doesn't reset. But if he did reset here, the best thing to do would probably freeze this lane with how it did play out, though.
I see. So is it a fair framework to say that if I am at an advantage and I'm under their tower, I want to crash it and then go back quickly?
If you have TP advantage. This is one thing to use your TP effectively, so you get a huge lead from it. Because you already chunked him and now he's super low. Now you can back, buy a really good item, like just double Doran or something, I don't know. And then you'll be full mana and he'll be really scared. And you can also buy a pink ward and whatever. So he'll have no pressure and your jungler can do whatever he wants and you can follow him up too. It makes it easier on everybody on your team. But let's say that you did freeze this too. So you didn't queue this wave here.
Yeah.
This is what would happen. This wave would be here because you see your wave is coming. Yeah. So your wave where would it stop? It would stop right here because this is where the wave would crash. But because you queued it, you see how the wave is now going to step up a little bit further? Like just a little bit. But now it's a lot safer for him to step up. Otherwise, he would have to step up really far to fix this wave. So this is a really good scenario to be in. You can also, like with your jungler being somewhat near on the bot side of the map, you could even just walk towards this guy and you can still last it from here, right? And just pressure him even harder by walking towards him to try to harass him here.
Right.
Because even if you are like right here, it's still pretty safe because it's still he has to walk up really far to hit this wave, and you can deny him experience and gold this way because he'll probably walk super far away. And even if a jungler does come, you do have your jungler nearby. So
right.
That was good. Flash charm. Do you know that you can buffer it?
Yeah, but I don't feel confident in the mechanics to buffer it.
Oh, okay. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, definitely maybe practice inside practice tool because it is faster. Because a lot of when you reach higher elos, people can react to this. He could immediately flash.
Right.
And then your charm would already be going off right now if you did the buffer. Also, it's a pretty cool trick because if you do it near a minion, it sometimes people get tricked by it. Like you could use it here, flash over the minions, and people get shocked by it. But it was a good kill.
So do you usually you press E on the where you want the charm to be, and then you press flash, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so you need to shove in this wave.
But I have no mana though, right?
You have a biscuit. You can get mana.
Oh, just use the biscuit.
Also, there's a thing to turn on spell costs if you in the settings.
Oh.
Yeah, and it shows the spell cost at the like top right or something. So you should probably turn that on. But yeah, if you pop your biscuit, it does give you mana. You could have shoved that in all the way because that's you just okay. So you backed here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you maybe got this creep worth of experience. So you just lost 5 creeps.
Huh.
Like, it looks like it's not that big of a deal because it's crashing right, but these tiny things actually matter a lot. So you basically lost an entire wave of experience in gold, just from not shoving it in all the way. And the reason why you can shove this in all the way is because he just died. So you have plenty of time to shove it in all the way. In fact, even if you didn't have biscuit, you can probably just auto it to get it under tower.
Gotcha. Okay.
I like that you bought the pink wards. Remember, whenever you buy wards and stuff, to think about where you want to place it. I think that this game, both lanes are pretty good, but seeing that Infernal's up, so I would definitely think probably placing it bot side will be most optimal this game.
Yeah.
And your main goal, in my opinion now, so as soon as you head back into lane, will be, alright, so you know that you can probably get the first push versus him. You just also got a super good trade versus him. This guy's playing really aggressive and failing. So, I think the goal should be, first you want to set up your vision, and then once you set up your vision, you can pressure without being worried about ganks, because you never know when it might happen. Maybe you didn't get ganked this game, and you don't die to him, or if you kill this guy nonstop, and the jungler never comes. But you never know when it might happen, so it should be good to get into a habit of, like, I get vision control down, and then afterwards, you can do something else. Oh? Oh my god. Damn, that's pretty unlucky. Yeah, as soon as the flash happened, he should have backed off, but you can't control your teammates, so there's nothing really you could do. Teemo's here. Interesting. This is fine. So you can step back up here a little bit further. You saw that Teemo left, right? And even though he has his ulti, he is using his Q here. So that's his main damage ability, right? So with that being down, you're completely safe. So you could step up just a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I'll get that charm.
Yeah. Pay attention to what abilities they have, and like the first Q is the long one. So as long as that first Q is down, it's gonna be pretty difficult for him to get it onto you. So maybe there is a potential kill here if you went a little bit further, because I think that charm maybe could have landed because he was overstaying a little bit. So the goal is still to put down your vision eventually. So I definitely want to see these pink wards down very soon. So maybe this wave, I want to see you. Oh, don't use your W, by the way, like ever. Like, okay, like, okay, this creep is going to die next auto attack, right? This is super small, but you don't need, like, there's no reason to use it, right? You just wasted some mana, and the mana cost is like 1 or maybe 3/5 of a Q. So it's a lot better to have as much mana as you can have, so you can use it on more important abilities. You can use the W to like kill people, right? But using it to wave clear a minion that would have died to an auto attack otherwise would just be a kind of a waste, you know? If you're just gonna shove in and reset, like as fast as you can, it's fine using W here if that's what you're trying to do. You can buy Lost Chapter. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I probably should have TP'd into the word in the river, right?
No, you should TP on a minion. if you want to fight this.
Huh, I see. I always feel like tipping on a minion is dangerous because they just like kill me as soon as I come out. But I guess it's fine.
It's because I mean you're trying to 2v2 here, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna arrive before this guy probably is gonna die. That's what I would think. I would think that this guy's already dead because how are you gonna arrive there? You're like 3 screens away.
That's fair. That's fair. So TP, yeah.
So if you TP'd here, you would already be within the fight. You can look for Teemo with your Darius, but now you're just way too far away.
Yeah.
Like, and also, like, I understand the TPing on minions could be scary, except for that you're Ari and you have a bunch of dashes, right? So think about what their champions are and how strong they are. You know you're stronger than this guy, and this guy's not very strong, and the best way to fight with Darius would be getting somebody low so he can use his ulti on him. So, anyways, we'll play it out and see what happens. Like, it looks like they just misplayed, in my opinion. It would be a lot safer to TP on minion.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll do that more. 1 second. Let me close the door. So one of the other things I felt about this game was like I was winning my lane early, but then I didn't really feel like I had that much impact on the rest of the game. I mean, I had like good score lines, but then we still lost the game even though I felt like I got the early lead. So I'm curious to know what to do in these cases. I feel like on other heroes like Fizz, if I'm like ahead, I go in and I just kill people.
Yeah.
So Ari, like I don't feel like I have that potential. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just misplaying, but.
Yeah, be careful about whenever you use your charm, don't step up any further because you stepped up a bit too far here and then you even turned around. If you kept on running, that Q probably would have not hit you because your cast animation would have never, or W wouldn't have hit you because you took a lot of damage here, by the way. Like, how you beat this guy is you can either Q him or use your charm. And if you miss your charm, you should play safe until the charm is back up. Because that was just unnecessary damage. He has crowd control and you have crowd control. Like, you got good poke there, right? So, when his crowd control is down like this is when you can play aggressive on him again.
Gotcha.
He just used his W, so pay attention to those cooldowns. So you know when you can play aggressive too.
True. So I generally only play aggressive when their like main damage spell is down, but I guess it's also when there's
crowd control is important too. Yeah, like this guy's really low here, so focus on hitting the creeps. You know that you can't catch them because you know you don't have ulti yet. So you can now once again you should always be planning ahead. So it's either you're gonna look for a flash charm on him, you're gonna look for a ulti on him, you're gonna look for a plate if he's gonna reset. Like a good flash charm. Any reason why you like backstep? Do you think? Like, do you know why?
I don't know. I think I was just I wasn't sure he was gonna dash into me, but I guess he wasn't gonna dash into me and do anything anyways.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so he's dead for 18 seconds, and you look at the map, you see that there's another wave coming, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess you should shove it.
Yeah, because he's still dead for 14 seconds. So what can you do if you shove this wave?
My wave will crash.
Yeah, exactly. And he'll miss an entire wave. But instead, because it's not here, you should understand what you're missing too, right? Because it's somewhat of an even wave, you're both missing the same amount of experience. So basically, because you didn't do it, you are putting both of yourselves, like, you're making it an even game rather than a game where you're dominating this guy. Because rather than you getting all 6 creeps, you're both missing 3.
Gotcha. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could be pushing my advantage a lot harder.
Yeah. So right here, once again, as you can see, you miss your charm, right? And now you're overstepping a little bit, and you're going to get traded back, maybe. Yeah, okay, so you burned the ulti, just run away. You didn't need to burn the ulti, just because... Okay, you see how he used his Q here? His Q is somewhat high cooldown, to be honest. It should not be up here. So he would pull you back, and then have nothing. You see how he's not even using it when you're going back in?
That's fair.
So, once again, just paying attention to enemy abilities and thinking just a little bit, like, it's not going to be, like, instant, right? Like, you don't need to know the exact cooldown, but you know he just used his 3rd Q here. So now it's on cooldown, and it's only been maybe 3 to 4 seconds here, and he doesn't have that much CDR yet. he doesn't have any CDR, so it's not going to be that short. So you didn't need to burn the ulti, which could be used in a different way.
Right, that's fair.
Did you ping that he's missing? Yeah, you did ping that he's missing. Did you think that he was going topside? I mean, topside the only place that he can go, right? Because otherwise he would have to cut through here.
Yeah, I didn't. I just knew he was missing. I didn't really think if he was going top. But I guess I did ping towards top though, so maybe I did.
Yeah, so maybe you did. So in the future, do danger pings more than question mark pings. It catches people's attention, and maybe do it right on top of Darius.
Okay.
It's just more effective than question mark pings because you're not really telling Darius where he is, that he's just missing. But if you were to tell Darius that he could be heading top right now, Darius could play differently.
Right. That's fair.
So if you did danger ping like in the river or like in the jungle, Darius could still die here, but you know it could have changed the scenario. It's just good to get into a habit of. You can do some question mark pings, but try to mix it with danger pings, especially in the path that you think that they're going. So just danger pings more topside than just your lane in general.
Okay.
Other lanes don't really have to do that because when they're missing, like,
It's pretty obvious.
you know, they can only go one direction. It's not like bot lane can go even further bot.
Yeah.
And I mean, fortunately, your Darius popped off again, and it looks like you might be able to kill this guy too. So. Oh. Okay, so you guys grab that kill, head back mid, shove it in. Maybe you can either back or you can go for one plate here. And you're pretty close to Ludens, so I'd probably just push out this next wave and then you got it. Yeah, it really sucks that this guy keeps on like, okay, really sucks that you guys are losing all these dragons despite you and bot lane winning. So
Yeah, should I be paying that more? Like, is that
you do have wards, but you would have to do it. I guess. Okay, so there's some junglers that can do dragon really fast. Master Yi is one of them. So in the future, think about what the champions are on the other enemy team. And he already did Infernal, by the way. He soloed it. I don't know if you noticed that from earlier, but warding it could be very effective. So you could go and ward it now or just early inside the game, because one tiny change in this game could have changed the entire game. I'm not sure what would happen if you, instead of trying to kill Aatrox, went to go ward that, but it's just something to think about in the future, because it kind of sucks that he's getting all these dragons, or like pinging it for your team, or just like typing bot can you ward dragon, like, or something like that, because it's gonna help you win games. And typing stuff like that is not like people are not gonna listen to you. They'll probably do it as long as they have vision, if they have wards available. Also, this ward is probably really bad, especially because of Earth Dragon, so you can't even see like this direction, right? So try to put it over this wall, or just put it directly on Raptors. Putting a ward directly on Raptors is pretty easy to do. You can walk right here and just put it over and continue hitting this wave if you really want to. You don't need to back off. You can just put it straight over this wall.
Is putting on Raptors better than putting at that intersection, even without the dragon, or?
The Raptors ward is completely fine. I mean, you could also walk this way. You don't need to walk like a very. I mean, we didn't see what Master Yi was. Also, moving your camera around to see how low Master Yi is pretty effective here, because you're only hitting this like maybe right after this Q. You can look. The best time to move your camera is after you use something, so you don't really need to look at your character anymore, because we don't know how low he is. He could be 1 HP right now, and you don't even know, right?
That's true.
So,
I can go back if I need.
so then you can walk this way, rather than taking a longer time to walk this way, and put stuff down, because the faster you can do plays, the more time you have to do other things, like pressuring mid and stuff, so... Okay. So you see Teemo's doing this.
I didn't think he'd know where I'd come through.
No, I mean, it looks like you guys are probably gonna kill, so maybe.
Nope. Like, should I have played that? Should I have kept chasing Teemo? Should I have turned earlier?
I think that you should wait for Volibear to get closer. Because You're okay, so you're kind of opting into a 2v1 because you see it. Your Aatrox is already mid, right? And you're
Yeah.
walking straight into Teemo. And where is your Volibear? Because if you saw he was doing red, it's not like he's just instantly gonna just like, oh, I don't want to do red buff anymore, right?
That's true.
So just wait for your teammates to get a bit closer. He might even just take this and run out, but it would be better than you just took a bad 2v2 right here. You're super fed, and it was really close, right? You almost killed them, but now you'd have no ulti, which could be used elsewhere, right? And that could change the game once again. Because also, you don't need to get kills here. So this Teemo is trying to take Scuttle Crab. He's probably doing this because he's losing top so hard. This Darius is probably taking multiple plates, so it's putting Teemo even further behind. So, like, getting these kills, like, it would be great, right? You're gonna like make Teemo basically very worthless this game if you are able to kill him, but it's not completely necessary, and you're opting into a fight where once again the Volibear is not there. So you're just waiting for your teammates to get a bit closer before opting into an obvious 2v2 win, because you know you two would definitely win this, right? It's just that you won a little bit too early.
Gotcha.
Bot lane unfortunately died.
Should I have roamed here instead of backing? Because I wanted to buy the...
No, you can buy. You can buy your item. You can buy your Ludens, it's fine.
I realized here too, I probably could have TP'd maybe... Actually, no, not here, no.
Down here? No, there's no good TP points. You would TP into a 1v3, so that's not really worth.
Here, should I have TP'd? To the back?
To the back? I mean, that's pretty... maybe. I mean, honestly, like, chasing them down seems a little troll just because, like, there's no way you can really catch up. It's up to these two, so it's not like you're really going to be part of the fight. Like, at this point, how are you going to get on top of them?
Yeah, that's fair. Not really anything.
And you're missing CS mid the entire time that you're chasing this down. So...
Pointless chases.
But that's pretty small. Okay, so you use, and now you use your TP just to catch 2 creeps. So like it wasn't a very effective like bot lane fight, right? Because you just had to use a summoner just to go back mid. So really think about if your teammates actually need you during this fight, and because the only way that they can catch this guy is literally Volibear, right? And they're already winning so hard. This guy's no mana. This guy's pretty low that they'll probably win if they can flip one of these guys. So they don't even need you to be here at this point. You should probably just run back mid. You would catch the wave and don't have to use your TP.
That's fair. Guess I was thinking maybe that their Teemo, because their Teemo's missing top. Well, sorry, before like we didn't really see anybody. That maybe they'll like run into E and Teemo, which is kind of why I chased. Because I feel
Well, Teemo's top here.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay, never mind. I just...
Yeah, it would take a while. I don't know. I just felt like this chase, like, from this point,
yeah.
as soon as Volibear, like, is unable to catch Ezreal here and Nami Bubble, right here is, like, where most players would probably turn around and not chase anymore. It's so hard to catch this. Okay, after the flash, actually. Then everybody turns around. After the Caitlyn. So... Okay, so Master Yi is top here. Once again, probably look for Q on this guy when he's going for creeps. Just because it's a little bit later in the game, you can still do it. Yeah, that was a good poke. Kind of sucks you missed the cannon, but it's okay. So you really want to get an objective or something. So continuing to pressure this guy under tower would be very good. Don't let him hit the wave. Yeah, okay. I like that. Yeah, okay. Kill him. Good kill. I like the pressure. I don't know if you did that because Master Yi was also not there, which is if it is, then that's really good that you're opting into fights when the jungler isn't there. So you should probably just push the next wave and reset, most likely. Okay, so we know Aatrox is respawning here, and this is a cannon wave, so it's going to take a long time to shove, right?
Yeah.
But you do want to get objectives, and you want to get this mid tower, but Aatrox is definitely going to be back, and now you have no ulti. Okay, you just stepped on a Teemo Shroom too. So you're pretty low HP here. And you have no ulti. You do have flash and stuff, and I know Aatrox is super low.
Yeah. Should I have stayed here or
Made like okay, so if you're going to hit tower here, you need to not position yourself closer to him because you're actually okay. So your auto attack range can hit it from here, but you're just walking closer to it for some reason. You're probably not thinking about it. Like you're just autopiloting right now, and you're just attacking while moving, right? But notice that if you're up here attacking it, you would be so much farther away, right? And what would he probably use his abilities on if you're up here?
on the minions?
Yeah, exactly. But where is he probably going to use it because you're here?
Not me.
Yeah. And Nami's here too. Like that was kind of unlucky that she's here and stuff, but
Yeah.
even if Nami was here, you probably would have been fine. Honestly, up here. Yeah, I think you could have been okay. You still have flash. But because you're so close to this guy because you subconsciously move towards it, then you're maybe going to die here.
Yeah.
Another thing was Master Yi was topside here earlier. So you see that he's at top tower right now?
Yeah.
And then he's going to go missing. And you are going to hit tower, and he's like around topside. So Master Yi will be coming from topside. I mean, you were walking topside too. So you know Teemo and Master Yi are up there somewhere. So also putting down a ward here would be valuable because this is a potential gank path for Master Yi.
Right.
You do have one available. But yeah, you got killed just from the... Also, I think you had a shutdown. So you gave Aatrox 600 gold, right? So that's a pretty big deal. I mean, your teammates are kind of just fighting. If try to pay attention to team fights more. And sometimes you can back ping away when people are like overextending a bit too hard without you, because I mean they did kill one person, but it looks like they overextended and died without you, unfortunately. The Caitlyn, so.
Yeah.
Okay, you're coming mid. These guys are pretty low HP. Might be able to get someone.
I didn't want to go in there because all my teammates were leaving. Is that correct, or should I have gone?
You might be able to get a pick, but if you're not comfortable doing it, it's fine. With the guy being this close, though, yeah, like automatically. Oh.
Yeah,
As soon as you hit the charm, you don't have to panic and get out. Because it's an Ezreal, so okay, they have like no crowd control except for Nami bubble, and she just used it here. If you went forward, you have your Q coming back up, and you still have one more ulti.
Oh, you think I could have killed Ezreal?
Yeah, you probably could. You could probably just kill him with WR at this point. He would die. Because he's sitting on like 200 HP here. Unfortunately, your ulti's coming here, and I can't see his HP anymore. But he's at like 200 HP. You have W3 stack, and probably the first part of the queue, so you could have killed there. But once again, that's just thinking about like who's gonna be mid here. Master Yi was dead. He's probably not gonna be mid. He's gonna be inside the jungle. You know that Aatrox is probably backing off since he's not coming. And then this guy walked forward to hard, and you landed charm. So this guy should definitely be probably dying here. All you need to focus on at this point is, okay, I can 1v2 these guys if I don't get it by bubble, and the bubble's right there, right?
Right. Yeah, I guess I always think about dodging backwards, but
Yeah, no, I mean it's a habit to get into, but think about like beforehand, like okay, let's say it like right here, like you should be thinking about a play before it happens. So say to yourself basically in your head is like, if this guy walks forward too much, I'm gonna look for him, and then you can actively think about, can they beat me? Like, and this is really quick. You don't. It's pretty simple stuff. Can they beat me? And how do they beat you? You're very mobile, but you probably have enough damage to kill the Ezreal pretty quickly. So I think the best way for them to beat you would probably be a Nami bubble. So then if that's all on your head when you first start this fight, if you already were thinking about all of that stuff, like, okay, I'm just focusing on Nami bubble, then you could instantly go this way instead and know that you can still opt into the fight. As long as you dodge the Nami bubble, you're going to win, right?
right.
It's good to think about those things before it happens. It makes it so much easier to do those types of things.
That's fair. Like, the methodical approach is very good.
Yeah. And then like after getting the like them low at least, I'm glad that your whole entire team is doing dragon here. So it's good that you guys are doing objective after people get low at least, but it's more of a team play, I guess, than individual.
Yeah, I just don't know how we lost this game.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I know we also only have 20 minutes left, so I don't know if we want to go to the Fizz video now or just keep.
I can skip through this pretty fast, I think. It's once again looking for picks. I think that's super fucking good to do. So I'm glad that you're doing that when people are like caught out and you know your damage potential. That's also really good, right? You know they can one shot this guy. So I like that. You clearly have a good grasp of how much damage you deal to look for picks and stuff. Okay, so whenever you get a push, okay, you guys like need to focus on getting an objective. And if you want to take the shot calling role inside solo queue games just with pings, like if you just type, it's not difficult to do. A lot of challenger players, when they do unranked challenger, still type to their teammates. And it's not like these challenger players have better teammates than these teammates that you are playing with, right? We're playing with all the same teammates, but if a lot of challenger players will just type, like, let's do Baron now because Baron's up. And we can look for, or like, let's do Baron, I'll charm someone. If you just type that and then like buy pinks please, that was it. Like it would make this game a lot easier on yourself and your whole entire team because everybody would have a goal in mind about what they want to do, right? Because you guys have no Baron vision, right? And that's the only objective that you could. Okay, so inside of your games, if you play around an objective, you're gonna have an easier time because what are you doing right now? You're farming mid and then what? Not really doing anything.
Right.
Nobody's doing anything. That's because people don't really know what to do at this point. So if you are the leader of your team, you're going to have a lot more success.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't need to be like, even if you're wrong, let's say you're wrong and like you shouldn't be doing Baron and you should be doing Dragon instead. It doesn't matter because if you're still playing around Baron, someone on the enemy team is probably going to make a mistake of face checking you guys and you guys are going to get a pick or something. So you don't necessarily need to be correct. It's just having everybody on the same page because it's much better. Wow, that was pretty lucky. He fucking,
Yeah, lucky.
Having 5 people on the same page is much better than one person being on the same or doing the correct thing and 4 people just doing stuff on their own.
Yeah.
So 5 people, okay, I think I said that wrong. 5 people doing the wrong thing is much better than 4 people doing the right thing and 1 person not doing it. So you want all 5 people to be on the same page. Because, okay, so like you guys are getting all these kills, perfect. So now what? Like you guys aren't even around Baron, right?
Yeah.
So like what can you do? Like your wave is coming. Maybe you guys take this bot tower, but as you can see, like this is the issue of like you guys are just fighting to fight. You're not fighting over something. You are just fighting.
Yeah.
So this is why.
What should we have done there? Gone to Baron right away, but there wasn't enough time, right?
No, exactly. You guys just aren't playing around Baron, which is why it's bad.
Okay.
Like you guys should already be at Baron, and then you guys would have maybe picked someone off at Baron. Understand?
That's
like I don't know exactly how the game would plan out because obviously I can't like see into the different timelines about like how this game might have played out. Like there is stuff still happening, right? Darius is maybe taking mid tower here, so you guys are getting objectives, but he overstayed, so unfortunate. So it looks like he got the tower and got picked off because not everybody's doing the same thing on here. Okay, let's see this. Okay.
I don't know why I dashed in. That was dumb.
Yeah, I mean it's just a mistake. Like I'm wondering like why you guys want to even just opt into this because it's 2v what? You don't even know, right? They're all missing.
Yeah.
So you guys are kind of just walking into blind vision.
Yeah.
And you guys unfortunately died for it. You could say that it was a mechanical mistake, but you guys are also you walked into a 2v3.
Yeah.
So, focus on clearing the wave, and then like you can put down some vision control, but don't go too deep for this. Also, why is your charm down again? Oh, you look for it here? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You didn't use it on the wave or anything. Okay, so that's an unfortunate mistake, but it's okay. See, once again, your teammates are like going top lane when they should probably be around Dragon, and then also to fix this, the best thing to do at this point, because you have TP and your teammates don't, is you can be the person that can play on the opposite side of the objective. Because what is your teammates clearly playing around right now?
Dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
So can Caitlyn come down from dragon or from top? Not really. But can you with TP?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another time where it's kind of important to like backbang Caitlyn. I would literally be doing that because like, Kate, go to dragon right now. Like, it's gonna make the game much easier on me and everybody else, because now you have a weird lane setup where like you're coming to dragon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but Teemo's top. So who's gonna be here on their team? How many players?
4.
Exactly. How many teammates do you have?
3.
Exactly.
2, plus myself.
Yeah, it was 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they went top, right?
Yeah.
So this is bad. You might be able to win. You might be able to outplay, but it's you don't want to set yourself up to basically take a chance.
Yeah.
So they get the dragon. You guys are playing for the fight, which is good. Like, so your teammates are arriving, and instead of going for the dragon, you guys are playing for the fight, which is like a pretty good strategy. Don't play for the dragon, but play for the fight afterwards, because if you kill everybody here, you guys probably can Baron. I mean, I guess Teemo Shrooms could be an issue. That's why Caitlyn was pinging it, but the like, this is the whole entire problem, right? See how Teemo's pushing top? You could have been top this entire time without using the TP to do this, right? It was also like not really a useful TP, because okay, so you're TPing in to do what? Like help with dragon? Are you trying to pick someone? It's like not really known what you're trying to do here, because you can't really say that like I'm looking to team fight because your teammates aren't there.
Yeah.
So these are the types of things where like, just once again, having a plan set up in advance and really thinking about what is the most optimal setup for everybody on the team, and you're going to have a lot more success. Yeah. All right, I can move to the Fizz game, I guess, if you want to look at the early game.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think we have 15 minutes, so. Yeah, so I guess like we lost this because we just weren't playing around objective, and that's bad.
Yeah, talking about it more, I think that just, I don't know. I said quite a few stuff there. I guess I hear you typing it down. So
this is me watching a YouTube video. I think on how to play.
Oh no, it's fine. Okay, so Fizz versus Vladimir.
Yeah.
You should clearly know that like Vlad is very weak early, so you're definitely gonna be winning early game, especially Fizz level 3. Is much stronger than Vlad level 3.
Like losing all my trades against Vlad. I don't know how.
So when he walks up like this, you should E on him and auto him down. You have Corrupting Potion, which is really good. Taking inefficient trades with Corrupting Potion will win you games, because he doesn't have Corrupting Potion. He only has 1 potion. And you can, so this is how trading works normally. If you're gonna go in aggressively, whenever you're playing Fizz, if somebody steps aggressively, you should almost always go in for the most part, unless it's like, I don't know, an Aurelia or something, or somebody who actually can beat you. But for most mages, if you're allowed to go in on them, you do it. I don't know if you watched my Fizz versus Cinder game, but you saw how I took a really ineffective trade, but I did it because she walked close to me, because I have Corrupting Potion and she only has health potions. And then how the trading works is you just go in, you hit him with E, auto attack, proc electrocute, and then back off. That's normally how the trading window works. So just proc your electrocute and back away. So right there you could have traded, especially because he's auto attacking you. He shouldn't be allowed to auto attack you.
Right. Gotcha.
For free. It also would have dodged the auto attack too. And then like, yeah, all you could do is like Q and auto attack you back. It will be like somewhat an even trade, but overall it's gonna be good for you.
Yeah. I guess I should proc.
No, that's good. You proc the electrocute. Doesn't matter how you use the E, like you use it the non-slowing version, but that's fine. Okay, so right here, his Q is coming back up. You can tell when his Q is coming back up because it's half, right? And then it's full. So try to not just put yourself in range of, okay, so you're walking up for this CS here that's not even low enough to die yet. So that's not really necessary. So you just took a trade for nothing. So you can wait. You could even give up a creep. I would think playing a little bit more, like give up 1 creep and wait for your E to come back up before stepping up again. Obviously, now that his Q is down though, you'd like walk up and get that CS like how you did. So his Q is going to come back up here. Hopefully you don't walk into it. Okay, good. So you backed away when it was up up. Because you don't want to just take unnecessary trades, right?
Yeah.
And then
Like there, I probably should have pressed E, right?
no, because he's level 2 and you're level 1 still, so you can just hard focus on level 2 Spike right now, because he is playing very aggressive, and all you need is 1 creep. So this 1 creep, if you go on him, like, right now, yeah, like, then you're gonna get that creep. I don't know if, did he do it because he knew you're gonna level up? Or did you...
Nope, I did not.
Okay, well, you clearly... well, you outplayed him, so, yeah, good kill. Like...
Completely subconsciously. That's cool, though.
yeah. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna take you too long to shove this out. So this lane is actually slow pushing towards you. He has Ignite, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he has Ignite. This is slow pushing towards you. You should just reset.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you can't push this fast enough. You're only level 2. In fact, like, no champion can push this really quickly. Literally nobody. Maybe Aurelion Soul, like, possibly.
So then here, but if I back, don't I lose minions?
No.
But it's a cannon wave, I guess.
Okay, so, like, he's gonna miss this entire wave. You're gonna miss maybe 1 creep.
Oh.
Because this wave is way bigger. Okay, so this is how you can tell. Like, okay, there's 2 melees, and there's a caster here, there's 2 casters here. And this is the new wave coming, so you can already see that there's 3 casters behind this. So there's like 5 more creeps on his side than there are on yours. So it's gonna slow push towards you.
But if he slow pushes, but if the wave slow pushes towards me, does it mean my tower's gonna kill their minions, and then so I lose?
No, it's gonna take too long for this cannon to die. So, like, it's gonna slow push, but not slow push so fast to the point that you can't arrive back in the lane. It might crash right when you arrive, and you might miss like 1 or 2 melees. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if you're gonna miss some creeps, because understand that if it crashes under tower, how many creeps did he just miss?
5.
Okay, he missed 7. Because there's 3 melees, 3. So, like, let's say that it does push extremely quickly and crashes under tower. You're gonna arrive for the cannon, most likely. Like, I guarantee it, because cannon takes forever to kill. But he's gonna miss 7 creeps here. So even if, let's say it does crash and you're gonna miss some creeps, he's gonna miss way more. So that's why the slow push is gonna really help you out. Because now you're, like, trying to shove this out, right? You're using all of your abilities. You're not able to push it, dude. He's gonna be here any second, right? And now look. It's slow pushing towards him, and now you're resetting. Also, you probably shouldn't reset here. You have 2 corrupting potions. You can stay. You can hope your wave just auto attack this. He can't trim the wave very easily. Remember, trimming is very effective. Vladimir is very bad at trimming until he gets more stacks of items. So if you stayed here and just played safe, you don't need to play aggressive, and just let your wave is gonna kill his wave faster, right? If you just stick around and just last it when you can, it will push very quickly on its own. Like, maybe the next wave will come in, and it's going to be a huge wave. And there's no way he can trim it. And then he also can't trade into you because he'll walk into your wave. So you should be able to still stay here and not miss all these creeps. Because now you're literally going to miss, like, maybe 4 to 5 creeps. Maybe even 6, depending on how fast you come back. Do you have magical foot? Okay, good. You bought boots, I was going to say. No, wait. Okay, so just stay in base. You have enough gold now.
Oh, true.
And then, like, even though you're gonna stay in base longer than usual, the movement speed is probably gonna make up for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's okay. I like the pink ward. It's just that you could have bought both. And he could have froze, by the way, and made you miss even more creeps, but he doesn't do that. You are fighting into a wave here. I probably would opt against that.
That's true. That's
just let the wave crash. You're also not level 4. You will reach level 4. Not sure if you're paying attention to that. But, of course, you just use your E. So even if you level up your E now, you already used it. So it's not like you can use your level 4 ability. But you would have won a much harder trade. Also, use your QW first when trading. Because you can poke them down and then use your E as, like... I mean, you can dodge things, I guess, but it's also used to slow people on the way out. Because your auto attack trades are really effective. You would probably crush him, right? Because, like, look, you'd Q him, auto attack him, and then you already have him at, like, half HP. I know he used pool, but imagine if you just never used E here, and all you did was just QW him, and then just continue auto attacking him with your auto attacks, because it's dealing about, like, 70 damage each hit or something, because of your passive from your auto. And then when he runs away, you can use the E to catch up, rather than engage. Don't really use it to engage unless you're dodging an ability.
Gotcha.
Yeah, walk away from Vlad. Okay, his Q is down, so you can step up. You can even QW him here because he has nothing, right? He just used his Q,
Yeah.
and you have Corrupting Potion, so you can get this guy really low. You can even just QW E, and then just back away.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess these windows of opportunities, I need to take them a lot more.
Yeah, there's a lot of windows that a lot of people miss. Once again, using QW probably would be more effective here. Ooh. Also, you didn't activate your W. Maybe you just thought you clicked it. And also make sure that you're popping your potion because you're getting really low here. If you pop your potion, you might even die here. And you still haven't popped it.
I don't know why I didn't pop my potion. I'm actually a bot.
Yeah, so if you just have it going like now, you don't need to use it right as you come in if it's too hard to focus on it. Just have it popped when you think a fight might start happening because you are like not full HP. You can just use it to get back to full.
And then poke with WQ.
And also, yeah, don't use your Q actually. Like really, if you're gonna use your Q, like make sure that you're on the opposite side so you Q back into safety because you're the dash is gonna put you very far away from your tower and now you have no way to escape, right? You use your escape tools. If you walked behind him before queuing here, you would have been completely fine and traded before his Q window. And he probably would have allowed it because he's auto attacking here. So you walk behind him, auto attack, then Q on the way out. You don't need to use all of your spells. Maybe you have a habit of that, of using all of your abilities immediately rather than being very patient with them and using them optimally.
I definitely have that.
Yeah, like, you know, just like as fight starts and you press QWE at the very beginning and don't use it perfectly.
So there, yeah, that was dumb by me. But like, so you think there I should have went in with QW and then came out with E?
I mean, you can E, yeah, like this is fine too, but and then like auto attack. Okay, so this is what some trades do with like Fizz with like E trade. So you can E here, and then you auto attack. Also, when you use W, it resets the auto. So you would proc to electrocute, and then you can Q away if you really want to, if you're really afraid, or just run away. So his Q doesn't happen because this is the goal, right? He has ignite advantage on you because you should know that you used yours and he didn't use his. And his Q is the only way that he can damage you. So you want to trade before that happens, and you have a short window to do it. So you needed to quickly trade and get out, but unfortunately using your Q like this is just not optimal. And you don't really need to use your Q. Like another thing that you could do is you could Q him and then auto attack again, and then use the auto attack reset with W because it deals a lot of damage. Your E, I mean, it deals a lot of damage too, but these two abilities together will bring him extremely low, and then you still have your E available. Maybe Kindred can even come to gank or something, so...
Yeah, I gotta stop going with E. Or at least save the Q if I were to do that.
Oh no, she's dead too. I knew that she was gonna die here. I don't know if you knew, but...
I did, yeah, because he did the transfusion, right?
Yeah. See, it's such a tiny misplay from your own sake, like, turns into something so big sometimes. You could say that, like, it was, like, this is definitely Kindred's fault, but honestly, Vladimir should either be dying here to the Kindred gank because you would have never died, right?
Yeah.
Like, it could have changed the entire game at this point.
You're right.
So.
You're right.
Okay, have to be really careful about, like, don't just take unnecessary trade from his Q when it's coming up. You can also, like, you can E, like, right when it's coming up, too, if you,
Right, that's fair. Like right now.
Yeah, you can use it now. It will not use his Q. It will still be on, but you just need to dash away, and...
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Also, just hold down just press it one time, and let the bigger AoE and the slow take off. Don't use it...
Like they just walk away though, right?
No, you can still move it. When you jump down from the pole, Fizz can still move a little bit.
Oh.
So you can actually rearrange it so it's like around here.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, when you hop off the pole, like fuck. Let me see if I can find it. When you jump off the pole, you can like kind of angle it because when he jumps down, he jumps to about where my mouse is in this radius.
Yeah.
So if you just move your mouse here and just right click to like right click to move, your fizz will jump off like right here and make the AoE splash the slow, and it'll be easier to
Oh.
land. Using the double E, honestly, the double E is really bad, except for only when you're trying to run over walls and stuff and run away. Using it for trading is really ineffective. Normally, the slowing E is used like I would say 80% of the time.
Wow. Okay, didn't know that.
Okay, so yeah, he's getting really good trades on you. Be once again like pretty unnecessary. He queued you for free, right? And
Yeah, I thought
you're
I was long range enough, but I guess it's not.
yeah, but like you're doing something, right? You're trying to queue him or something here.
It's fair. It's fair. That's fair.
You are walking towards him. It's not like it's just long range. You kind of opted into it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point.
So you have Kindred behind you. I'm guessing that's why you're going in.
Yeah.
He still has pool, right? Oh, there he
does.
goes. Okay, good kill though. You knew that his Q wasn't coming back up, so you're able to get that kill. You're really strong now, so you should win trades. All you need to do is
No good.
use your QW auto attack and then use E to chase him down.
Can I fight him even though he's 1 level above me?
Yeah, all you need to be worried about is the second part of his Q. Because look how much damage that did. That 127 damage, right? If you QW him right now, you can probably get him down to like this percent right here. Like deal like 400 damage. You can Q auto attack reset with your Hex Drinker and or not Hex Drinker, your Hex Tech Revolver, and then W and proc Electrocute, and you'll win the trait, and you still have your E available to either escape his next Q or keep on chasing. Your champion is actually very good at dueling, and his champion's like okay at it. And you're out on pretty good power spike. I think he actually has proto belt over you, maybe, but once again, doing the Q and then W reset would be better here. Oh wait, did you do it? Okay, you didn't do the auto attack reset. You just popped it, but might have been better. Okay, I mean she came in for some poke. That's fine. The way that you're going to kill this guy, once again, remember that you always want to be thinking about how you're going to kill this guy. At this point, I would be thinking about how can I make this guy pool? Because my fish is coming off cooldown. So I'll see what you're going to try to do here. What I would try to do was, I would maybe just go on him. Like, his Q is down. I would maybe look now for him. Using, I think I would Q on top of him. I think he was in range. You Q'd a minion right here. You actually are in range.
I think I just misclicked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like look how much damage you're dealing.
Yeah.
And then he's still staying. You have the fish. Okay, I mean, good, you did it. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So it's good that you're looking for those trades. I don't know if it's because you see Kindred is nearby, but I knew that you could solo kill this guy.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely did it because Kindred was nearby.
Oh, okay. It's because once he uses pool, you can use fish, and your fish is coming off cooldown. I personally could have even just ignited him here beforehand, just to make it so he pulls earlier, and maybe you could even kill... The ignite would be ticking right now, and you kill him without using fish, but that's how I would have done it, but it seems that you didn't even need to do that. Because ignite's on a low cooldown. He maybe could have survived here, like, barely, right? Because it barely killed him over, so...
That's fair.
That's just because I have a plan in advance, though. So you understand that, right? I'm thinking, like, I can kill this guy. How can he make it so he can't die? You know how he can't die. Just pool. Pool the ult. So if you can make him pool, then you can kill him with the ulti. Having a plan in advance is going to help you out a lot to get more kills on these guys. Because then you'll be thinking, how can I make him pool? Oh, I'll burn my ignite because he'll get too low because I'll almost kill him with just ignite. So he'll definitely pool, and then you can finish him off with the ulti.
So here's probably also QW in rather than...
Yeah, use QW. And if you're going to fight this hard, okay, so like this is how it should start. Okay, use your W here, which kind of is unfortunate too, because you want it to last as long as possible. So you would start it with Your W timed out. So you don't even have W active here because you popped it so much earlier. Look at this, right? Boom, it's timed out, and you haven't hit him yet. So it's actually not on right now. You might be able to kill him here if it was on. I'm not even joking because it deals a lot of damage. So unfortunately, I guess you did something here, but so you are opting into a short trade. I would say you want a short trade here just because you don't have your fish yet because it's 10 seconds and he has his ulti and his ignite. So it's not like you're gonna like win super hard, but you can still win short trades. So walk towards him. And then don't use your W here. Proto build towards him. Use your QW and then E on the way out. And you could win the trade. Because once again, you used... Okay, so let's say you just do this trade. Okay, you E. Just use your Q on the way out and you're going to be completely fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
so...
Yeah, I'm pretty one-dimensional. Just kind of spam
because that made you lose the trade.
Yeah.
And then you're opting into the fight. You still haven't used your ignite this entire time too. If maybe you use your ignite here, maybe you could trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, that's true because we can't heal up.
Yeah, exactly. He healed up a lot. So use your ignite when someone's okay. This guy's clearly going to fight you because of how he's positioning, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that he's walking forward, so he's opting into the fight. So just burn it right there.
Yeah. And I guess I could have also taken my potion. Did I take my potion?
Yeah, you didn't eat any of your potions either.
Seems like a common issue.
Yeah. No, but like all these opportunities, you can. This guy should have died like multiple times if you just did some of these things, right? You can clearly see that like this guy probably, if you did the thing that I said you should, like here with like either queuing back out or igniting, you can see the windows that you're missing and how simple they are, right? To potentially like just you can have like 10+ kill games if you just do all these windows.
That's true. That's true. Cool. I know we're out of time.
Yeah.
I don't want to take more of your time.
Okay, that's fine.
That was super helpful. I think I've learned a shit ton. I mean, I think my biggest takeaways are that one, if I have an advantage, I need to push it more either by crashing the land of the tower, or like freezing it if the minions are on my side, and like also playing on their side of the lane. And then two, I think the bigger one was like understanding what are the plays that I could make, and then what are the conditions in which those plays don't happen, and just making sure I'm playing around those things before I go in.
Yeah.
And then third thing sounds like is the thinking about playing around objectives. So either pinging my team or talking in chat and just thinking about that macro, so we're playing around those objectives, and so even when we win a fight, we can actually take advantage of the win rather than just like circling around on the map doing nothing.
Yeah, it's just when like Baron's up, tell your team to play around Baron, and then like put the TP user bot lane, so the TP user can join the Baron fight.
Right.
It's not very complicated stuff, but just typing one simple thing can make it so everybody's on the same page. And then yeah, so like looking for there's a lot of windows, but you're not seeing the windows because you're probably not thinking about it beforehand. You're just kind of just playing the game. You're not really thinking about like, okay, so how I'm gonna kill Vlad is that I'm gonna make him pull first. But you got the kill, but you probably didn't think about that before it happened, right? You're just kind of playing the game, and he made a mistake.
Yeah, that's fair.
So thinking about those things will make it so you can see a lot more of these windows where it's like, oh, he just used like this thing, so now I can kill him because of it. So it will make it so probably you can get more kills because you can clearly do it already mechanically. It's just that you need to think about it a little bit beforehand.
Yeah.
And then whenever you do get kills, like unfortunately we didn't get to go over objectives that much, but make sure that also, I guess you can also tell your teammates even during laning phase like this game, if I was killing this Vlad, telling my Kindreds like or my bot lane that's winning really hard to do these dragons. So whenever you get a kill during like I would say level 7 to level 10, really think about if you're still healthy, if you can do an objective afterwards, or even if Vlad is just really low, to just start an objective to force Vlad to come in, and then you guys are just going to win the fight, right? Because those types of things also will snowball games. So if you have a big lead inside mid and you're chunking this guy, you don't necessarily need to kill him and burn your ulti. You burn your ulti around the dragon instead. And force a fight because you already know that you're strong, right? So you should win a fight. as long as you can make it so the lane situation is like you push in mid and then you go to dragon and Vladimir's stuck mid or something. So there's a lot of different ways of doing it, but just thinking about like, okay, how can I translate my lead into doing an objective so my whole entire team gets a lead rather than just myself, right?
Right, right.
That,
And so just clarifying one more thing is like I want like if the enemy wave is slow crashing into mine, um, near my tower, I only want that to happen if there's a cannon, right? Because otherwise, then when it does hit my tower, then all the minions are dead, and I just lose a whole fight.
no,
No.
it matters about how fast it pushes. In the case of your time, even if that wasn't a cannon, it probably would have pushed pretty quickly, but it wasn't quick enough to the point that, I mean, where was it? It was around level 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so if you backed here,
Yeah. Here. Like even if there wasn't a cannon here.
if you backed immediately, it's not that big of a wave, so it's actually not going to crash very quickly, even if this wasn't a cannon wave. It would push quickly, but you're, I guess, maybe underestimating how quickly you can get back to mid. It's not going to take that long.
I see. See. So generally, it's always good to have so either slow push into your wave or crash into other waves.
The only reason why you don't want to crash this is because you're level 2, you can't push it fast enough.
Right. Gotcha. But
If
like,
you were level 6, or let's say level 8 or something, you can instantly one-shot this wave and push it under his tower. The only thing is that, remember that when you push a cannon under his tower, it will take very long to kill, so he's actually not going to miss that many creeps.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
And also another thing is having a slow push towards you is good for Fizz because you want a long lane to chase people down into. So it's champion specific as well.
That's true. That's true. Gotcha. But so then generally it's like either you wanted to crash another tower or slow push into your thing so they lose more minions.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the best lane states.
Lane states, right? But you still want to have like them equally in the middle.
Yeah, being in the middle is the worst. But sometimes it has to happen, like, let's say if, I don't know, you're too low and the jungler is missing, so you have to do that. But in this case, you didn't have to do that. You can just, this is perfect scenario, you can just back.
Right.
The only, okay, I will say, like, if you are able to climb until, like, super high lows, the only bad news is sometimes the jungler will come to unfreeze it for them, because this is a really bad lane state for Vladimir, and junglers will come help him. But, of course, this game, there's no way, because this is so early in the game. I'm talking about probably level 4 to level 5. Sometimes they will come to help. Happens all the time inside Challenger, where the jungler is like, oh shit, my mid is going to lose so many creeps here, because the Vlad's going to lose the whole entire thing. I'll push under tower for him.
I see. Okay. Makes sense. Cool. Don't have to worry about that for now. Getting to plat is what, gold, silver, gold, plat.
I mean, people do it in diamond too.
Yeah. And then yeah, exactly. So cool. All right. Where should I? What's the